Well, good morning and thanks for joining me. You know, yesterday we got in the mail a book from Shutterfly that's 225 pages. For those who don't know about Shutterfly, it's basically a digital form of scrapbooking where you can upload your pictures and type in your text and make your own digital scrapbook. And for a fee, they'll print it out and send it to you. This particular book was made by Marla's aunt, and it was made in tribute to Marla's father, Tom, who passed away a couple years ago. For me, it's been a lot of fun to look through these pictures and hear these stories because I remember Tom very well. He's very hard to forget. And it's been to see pictures of him as a kid, as a young man and a young dad, all through the different phases of his life. It's fun to see the quality of those photographs change. From when he was a kid and those black and white images, and to the yellowish faded colors of the 70s, to some of those fuzzy Polaroids. And then there's the evolution of digital photography. It's not just the photography, the backgrounds have changed. For he grew up in San Antonio, Texas, where his dad had built his house there. Well, he followed in his father's footsteps and built his own house, but this time in Anchor Point, Alaska. And to see the pictures of the forest that once surrounded his house that aren't there anymore because there was a spruce beetle that went through and killed all the forests around in the whole region. Seeing the pictures of the very first time that he and his wife Linda drove around the corner at a bay crest and saw Ketchimek Bay for the first time. What a sight it was, what a sight it still is. And that view is just as impressive the last time he saw it as it is today. Though he has seen it or had seen it thousands of times, it never ceased to impress him, for much of it was unchanging. The mountains were unchanging. And all the different phases of his life, as a young man, as a middle-aged man, and then as an aging man, it didn't change. And I like photographs for that reason. If you've seen old photographs of Yosemite in California, it's kind of the same thing. There rises above the scenery El Capitan. It's the same rock. The clothes change, the pictures change, the quality of photography changes, the styles change. But what remains the same is the rock, El Capitan. It doesn't change. You know, in the span of a lifetime, a lot can change. And the older you get, the more you can see that, the more you know it's true. Whether it's looking back on photos or other things, you know that technology changes, people change, countries change. But God, He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Like El Capitan, He doesn't change. And because He doesn't change, we have an anchor for our hope in Him when life throws us curveballs or when we enter different stages of life, whether we're prepared for those stages or not. The psalmist certainly had this in mind when he wrote Psalm 62, verses 1 and 2. He says, "Hear my cry, O God, and attend to my prayer. From the end of the earth I will cry to you when my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I." Or in Psalm 18, 1 and 2, when David wrote, "I will love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength in whom I trust." And at the end, in verse 31, he put, "For who is God except the Lord, and who is a rock except our God?" There's a permanency in God that should be a comfort to the believer who trusts in Him. A comfort that He who has brought you through other trials in life, He who has helped you in other stormy seasons, He who has been a reference point for all generations, even before you and I were born, won't fail to be the same today in this trial or in this storm. He will continue to be our rock in whom we can trust. And that is helpful geology. Have a great day. Ciao.